Good evening. How's everybody? It's a little weird, but it's fun. Get involved. Thank you. Okay, so tonight we have Connie D, some Habilitat residents, and a few other people joining us. So Connie is an author, a poet, and a slam artist. She has appeared at First Thursday's Fresh Cafe Poetry Slams, hosted by K Aloha. Her poems and photography have been published since 2008 in Rainbird Windward Community College's award-winning annual journal. I'm not even a spoker. As well as various online and print magazines. Please welcome Connie DeDona.
Welcome to Habilitat. We have an exciting lineup for you tonight. We have from WCC Katsu, your special guest Chicken. We have the Habilitat poets, artists, and actors. We have our amazing fellow author, artist, and poet Marcia Zena Major, and our special guest tonight, Jonathan Clark Seifert.
Okay, so I'm a little tired, so. So why chickens, you may ask? You may ask. Throughout mythology and folklore, it is always the chicken that represents the break of day. They are the auditory signal that wakens the sleepers, that arrests the intrusion of darkness. The chicken is a transitional creature, one poised on the liminal threshold of change. They are the early worshipers of the enduring cycle of life. To eat a chicken is to reimagine the holy circle. A life is darkened, a light is transferred. To become a chicken is to ascend the wheel of karma, as it is a more purified creature. When a chicken's head is cut off, its body refuses to recognize death. It fights decay, fights dissolution, fights off the darkness, kind of like a poet I know. But like all flesh, it cannot sustain itself forever. Or as they say in the trenches, talent and beauty is fleeting. For most of us, life hands us rubber chicken necks and beaks, and then requires us to make soup. Tonight, we will once again bridge the gap between addiction and hope through the art of performance poetry, because we believe that addiction is a choice, and that Habilitat is the bridge to positive change. I'd like to begin tonight as your sacrificial poet with a short piece entitled The Omelet Soliloquy by William Shaken Bakespeare, as performed by Lemon Chicken, Biker Chick. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to stand firm, cock fierce, planting one foot in the hen house and the other at the fox's lair, exhibiting super lemon poetic range, flexibility, and strength through that undiscovered country of humor that puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. To roost, perchance to dream, in the nearest mango tree, for in that sleep what dreams may come, of kahuku cornfields, organic stalks, sweet, crunchy kernels liberally sprinkled with white grubs. Thus conscience does make heroes of us all. Advance in the name of action, but soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and ginger is the sun. Arise, fair ginger, nymph, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered. Cock-a-doodle-doo! And strut now into the hen house to fertilize with flair that extra special egg, the one that stands out from the rest. the good egg, the one that breaks the mold, that breaks wind with a certain henna c'est quoi. That one egg that the others defer to when things get scrambled. That one egg that exemplifies everything foul. That one egg that flies in the face of misfortune and comes out acting like a ham. Thank you. Okay, next up we have Natalie. Thank you.
This is chicken of the sea. Chicken of the sea, chunk like tuna in a can, It was brought here by a man, Colonel Sanders' Uncle Sam. Stand up for the great United States of grade A choice beef. Red meat will give you cancer, clog the works, and make you flatline faster. So from a bird's eye point of view, let me take this opportunity to inform you. So grab your popcorn chicken and kick back while I tell you. The doctors tell me I can't eat red meat or my liver will deplete. So my new treat, the other white meat. Chick-fil-A deep fried chicken. Chicken tenders, they're also Ono finger licking. I can barely stomach all that processed chicken. Big Bird, you never looked so good.
This is a poem from a local poet here in Hawaii, Robert Pham. Oh, it's called If Animals Could Talk. My friend Miss Vegetarian says, animals are our friends. They're not food. If animals could talk, we'd all be vegetarian. I imagine a cow would say, please don't butcher my parts and feed them to your family. I imagine a pig would say, please read Charlotte's Web before you make any hasty decisions. I imagine a chicken would say, please don't tell me the meaning to life is KFC. Would it really make a difference? Would it really make a difference if animals could talk? People can talk, and people still kill people.
Next up is Christina O.
Little poem that I wrote. Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. It's like so big. With impossible standards on women these days, it's no wonder most of us are bulimic, insecure, Xanax addicted, self-tanning, self-destructive, any guy to validate our existence because daddy didn't love us enough. But Brad Pitt said he would if only we looked more like Angelina Jolie or Jennifer Love Huge Tits. Then you grow up and you learn you'll never look like that unless you have some Dr. Butcher, your God-given temple. Doctor, give me the news. She's got a bad case of cancer because her implants pop. Boom, boom, pow, them chickens driving you wild, fried, grilled, smothered in BBQ sauce, done lost, all self-respect, gave it away like candy on Halloween. Trick or treats. But tricks aren't just for kids when you're standing on a corner looking for Richard Gere. But hey, You're no pretty woman when you're only 98 pounds soaking wet. Let some guy on the street holla at you, call you baby, or maybe even say, what, sister? No one ever foretell you spandex is when privilege, not when right. How your clothes so big? How your clothes so big and yet so tight? Who made them for you? Omar the tent maker made you a thong, a thong. Wrong, went the wrong way, got lost in your hips. Your hips don't lie, and I'm starting to see just how insecure you really are. But wait, I'm not done yet. You turn on MTV and you see people like Nicki Minaj rapping about being Barbie. You can join the wave. She done penny, nickel, dime. She done coined the phrase, but it pays to be plastic. It's sad when a beautiful black woman compares herself to a white man's creation. Guess she forgot about segregation. Well, thank you, Malcolm X, because this is my proclamation on the degradation of women in my generation.
Okay, she is an author, journalist, poet, award-winning mixed media artist, as well as a performance artist. She has performed at Fresh Cafe's first Thursday Slam events, Aloha Tower Marketplace, HPU in the venue. She studied improv with Academy Award-winning actor Alan Arkin and at Chinatown's Laugh Track Theater. Her newest creative project is a 60-minute performance piece titled Who the Bleep Am I? A personal, poetic, musical, humorous, and serious exploration of identity. Her rap song, Speed Limit, was a resounding hit at Powerful Words Opening Doors, scheduled to air July 7th through 10th on Olelo's Channel 54. Please welcome my friend, Marcia Zena Major.
Aloha, everyone. Aloha. So, I used to buy my eggs at Costco, organic eggs that traveled very far until I discovered Peterson's Upland Farm in Wahiawa, about 15 minutes from Mililani. So this piece that I just wrote is a tribute to them. The title is, Which Came First? Here's an egg-centric poem that can lead you right home if you let the words, no matter how absurd, reach deep inside to the place you hide and then open wide and let the light abide. In the land of Wahiawa, which may seem so far if you live in town and don't get around, there's a special place that overflows with grace where the joy is kicking. It's the home of chickens that do their best to lay within their nest, and they don't complain or beg. They just produce that perfect egg. And people come from miles around to this hallowed ground to buy brown and white in the bright daylight because the yolks are fresh and yellow and the folks are mellow. The whole scene is calm at Peterson's Upland Farm. Started when? In 1910. A century old, its value much more than pure gold. It may be a bit hard to find, but it's definitely worth the grind, because when you do get there, it's a breath of real fresh air. No fluorescent lights, no cashiers who work all night, no air-conditioned air that's stale, no canned goods on sale, no modern fast-paced gloom, just the quaint, needs paint, wooden old egg room, surrounded by blue skies and trees and a nice upland breeze and live, happy chickens, please. The eggs are a delight to see, no antibiotics and hormone-free. I know this sounds like an ad, but that's because most mainland eggs that travel 5,000 miles are just so sad. And this is a family farm, not a factory one that creates so much harm. Here the chickens are clucking, and when the roosters arrive, they must go off and be happily, mating or dating or dancing, whatever poultry does for romancing. And the result is a near-perfect food that's whole and good. And every single time I go, it's a joyful show of kind words and smiles. makes me want to stay a while. There ain't no complainers, just hard-working folks putting eggs in cardboard containers. I always feel good when I leave. It's like a refreshing reprieve from a life of virtual screens and high-tech nightmares and dreams. Here, life is simple and slow. It's a whole different flow, a radically natural show with no drama or thunder. But it still makes me wonder, which came first, Peterson's or my growing thirst to be more vocal by supporting local? Which came first, Peterson's happy egg room folks who thank the Lord don't tell dumb chicken jokes, or my need for happier, brighter, more authentic egg yolks? I don't know and I don't care, as long as the farm continues to grow enough to strut there, rise and shine, it's breakfast time, open Monday through Saturday, have a great day stuff. But if you can't stop asking, whoops, if you can't stop asking that damn eternal question because it gives you late night indigestion, why in God's name did that iconic chicken cross that frickin' road? And did he or she come to any lasting harm? It's good news, no need to wail the Colonel Sanders blues. That lucky chicken and her entire ohana crossed the dirt road because they felt the mana and they arrived joyously alive, and to this day happily cluck and thrive and cackle like an inspired, can I get an amen, poultry tabernacle at Peterson's Upland Farm.
Thank you, Marcia. That was great. Okay, next up. I recently met Jonathan and had the distinct pleasure of introducing him in March at the biannual Penn Women Conference at Punahou, where he taught an awesome slam poetry class. He is a professional performing artist as well as a performing arts instructor at the Movement Center, Kaiser High School IB program, Maryknoll Elementary, and for the Punahou Pueo program and the Punahou Dance School. He played seaweed and hairspray at Diamond Head Theater and has acted in Hawaii Five-0 and on the show Lost. Sang with Henry Capono, Hot Club of Hulaville, Subatomic Bump Orchestra, danced with Tao Dance Theater, Honolulu Ballet Theater, and produces and performs hip-hop music, and is the founder and head facilitator of the community outreach program, Forward Motion. Please welcome Jonathan Clark Seipert.
Good evening, everybody. How you guys doing? Good. Right on. It's awesome. You guys write awesome stuff. It's really, I like it a lot. Where the fellas at? Fellas? Fellas, poetry. Next time I'll come out here, I need to hear some fellas. Deal? Deal? All right. And my deal on that is, does this flip? Because I didn't memorize my poetry, and I should have. All right. So like I said, I just wrote this recently. I've been doing some research. I didn't realize I did not know so much about chickens. There's a lot to know. Do you guys know the scientific name? Gallus domesticus. It's pretty trippy. It's deep, yo. Some domesticated animals. Anyway, the first poem that I wrote is kind of a health spiritual poem, and it goes like this. They say you are what you eat, which makes me question a lot about what I am and what I want to be. Certain native tribes across the planet have attributed a certain stigma, whether based on a figment or factual tidbits of information surrounding cannibalism. I personally can't imagine or fathom how cannibalism sounds in the least bit appetizing, but it gets me fantasizing. No, people do not look tasty to me. Well, maybe some do. Neither here nor there, there's a splitting of hairs that brings us great big questions, but as far as answers, never gets us there. I want to know how to get the best out of my dinner plate without becoming what I see there. But I eat chicken. And the thought of GMOs poking destructive little holes in the very fabric of DNA makes me cringe. Like a Fringe episode, there are going to be massive repercussions to pay. I don't know what they are yet. That's just because I just started this case. Just in case you're wondering, the thought of cannibalism has actually crossed my mind. I'm no Hannibal Lecter or even an offspring of the Walter Bishop kind. I was just thinking about all those times as a kid I fed chicken to pigeons. To all the pigeons I have ever fed chicken, I am sorry. And have better hygiene. Which, in a roundabout way, brings me back to my dinner plate. What am I eating? What will I become if I eat it? I don't want to be a carcass. I don't want to be reconstituted into a patty. I don't want to be encased in batter on a stick. I don't want to be considered just a piece of meat. I don't want to be deep fried, tossed into a salad, or just served on the side. I want to be something healthy and worth center stage in the context of food on my plate. I want to be substantial. I want to be multi-purpose. I want to be the go-to. I want to be a reference to what everything unknown tastes like. I want to be a fierce protector of my offspring. I want to be the biggest cock that ever was. I want to be the trumpeter that calls into attention every receptor to sound and vibration that a new dawn is breaking. So I eat chicken in some celebratory fashion to all the natives who may have ever wanted to become the best from something or someone they bested. I am midway through this case. At this point, I am looking for motive, but if I had to make a presumption, when looking in the mirror, I'm looking at someone who avoids the tearing of fabric of existence just to have a deal. I am not looking at a what, I'm looking at a who, someone who values the wholeness of truth in a GMO-free meal. Thank you. And the next one, I'm just let it go for itself. One day, I am going to need reading glasses. Over the course of my life, I've heard millions of spoken words and read countless essays about the upper, lower, and middle classes. I would love to give you a pair of glasses and provide you with a pair of headphones so you can read in between my intonations. This once great nation has been called a great experiment. How great was this experiment, since the decline of social qualities is more than self-evident? I challenge you to perceive with newfound spectacles the spectacular nature of our ignorance. View me now, for I am a chicken. But I am far from afraid. My name is Intrepid, and I am a chicken. I find myself corralled and smashed amongst and in between my brethren. It's really difficult to describe this feeling to those who do not live in a chicken coop, so this is dedicated to those that live in the city. I'm talking to urban dwellers, those of you in your comfortable cages stacked so wide and oh so high, the grid has you feeling levitated except for those that reside on the lowest levels. I do not see anybody as lower class. I am high enough but grounded enough to understand my coordinates. I am 10 chickens in either direction from a rock and a hard place. I see the door past the corner of my roommate's face. I see an overhead glare, perhaps a skylight of sorts, and the heat from beneath has got me sweating off my shorts. Wait, chickens don't wear shorts. That's right. We're all as naked as the emperor in that story we tell to feel better. And the idea that some of us may be middle class has got me feeling kind of heated. It's rustled my feathers. See, when the day comes for us to be taken to slaughter, there is no care in the world or simple delineation that the handlers will have that could possibly make them falter. They are after our heads, and I will keep mine while everyone around there is losing theirs. And I will be witness to not just the fall of the middle class, but the idea that there ever was one. As each chicken is removed from its not-so-comfortable cages, the memory of being cooped up will be a story for the ages, unless we wake up from our participation in this foul play and play on the words that we digest every day. Break out of your cage, let loose another on your way, and keep the spectacles close to your face. You will forever need these glasses to see that there is no such thing as classes. Thank you. And for this last bit, I have some friends that came out, and one of them has been dying to get up here and make some noise. I wrote some chicken haiku, and my homeboy Brian Murphy, he's gonna be throwing down some beats for me.
inspiration from the chickens I've eaten and seen. Bark, 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 bark.
Are you a chicken? Are you afraid of the dark? Or are you dark meat?
Oh, Bobby.
Why do you hustle across the hot, hot pavement? There is no rain there. Gallus, Gallus, domesticus, domesticated alas. You look good to eat. Monster chickens live in many different forms. They are not safe. Chicken breasts look like the example of implants made from silicone.
Breast, I mean chicken. Chicken.
Association. Chicken equals something bad. Definition. Fear. Association. Chicken equals good eating. Vegetarian.
Association. Chicken. Just awesome. A great writing prompt.
That was awesome. All right. Next up, we have Sean.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. My poem is called Midnight Skies. Cock-a-doodle-doo, said the chicken, standing on the roof. Shut up, said the old man, standing in his bedroom. Cock-a-doodle-doo, said the chicken, once again. Shut up, said the old man, and this time he's pissed. He looked at his watch, it said 12 a.m. He said to himself, this freaking chicken, he tweaking. He jumped off his bed, reached for the bedroom door, stepping on the dog that laid asleep on the floor. He stepped on that poor dog pretty hard because it shot out from under him, slamming into the wall. He ran out the room and down the hall, tripping over the clothes that lay there on the floor. He stumbles to his feet, ran down the stairs, hoping that the chicken would still be there. He ran to the parlor and out the front door, tripping over the shoes and slippers that was there on the porch. He stumbled down the stairs in the darkness of night, landing flat on his back and farting at the same time. He got up slowly from his terrible fall and looked up on the roof where the chicken stood tall. It stood there with pride, like it had no fear, and it looked down upon the old man who was only in his underwears. They both stared at each other for a very long time, eyeing up one another like they was getting ready for a fight. The chicken turned to the man and took in a deep breath and made the call of the wild the call that chickens do best. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Oh, the old man was pissed deep down inside. As he looked up at the rooster getting ready for crow one more time, he picked up a rock, lifted over his head, and threw the rock just as the rooster was getting ready for speak. It hit the rooster on the side, and the rooster made an awful cry. Ah! And it tumbled down off the roof, landing flat on the ground next to the swimming pool. Well, the old man walked around to the back of the house, and he could see the rooster laying there as the moonlight shined down, and the feathers was all covered in blood. And he said, yeah, I got this one. So he went back up to his house upon his bed, and there he laid his weary head. And just as he was getting ready to close his eyes, cock-a-doodle-doo! Another rooster cried out in the midnight skies.
It's everywhere. Next up, we have Brett. Is Brett ready?
Sorry, I don't have this memorized. I have a chicken memory. Okay. This is a poem I wrote. It's called Poultry Existence. Okay. Have you ever heard of a poultry existence? Well, I'm living a poultry existence. The reason why is because of you. I see you. I get chicken skin. I'm living a poultry existence. When it comes time to talk to you, I get chicken. I live in a poultry existence. I like make you my chick and marry you. But I act like a turkey. I live in a poultry existence. Every time I'm around you, feathers. I live in a poultry existence. I'm so depressed. I just pound chicken. I live in a poultry existence. I'm so out of shape. I get chicken legs. I live in a poultry existence. My nose is shaped like a beak. Oh, bruh. I live in a poultry existence. In fact, I'm living such a poultry existence. I woke up this morning and I cock-a-doodle-doo. To make matters worse, I now have a strange craving for worms. And I can't even cross the road to get to you. I'm truly living a poultry existence. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Sarah.
Hello. I have a couple for you guys. Frickin' Chicago chicken. Finger licking, double dipping Chicago chicken. Living in those nasty stockyard cages, growing older through the ages. I don't want to eat you. But we're the mean lean meat, the juicy thigh you want to eat. Please, Sarah, come in. Have a seat. Ugh. I don't want to eat you, chicken. Not even if you're frickin' finger licking. Force-fed bellies, full to the brim. Corporate America living in sin for you mother cluckers. These poor little guys being tossed in a KFC bucket with a side of fries. Hey, don't forget the coleslaw. The Gallus domesticus, made to order for the rest of us. I don't mean to cry, whine, or fuss. But really? These creatures was once considered a sacred animal symbolizing the sun. Now its randomized parts are in a patty served with lettuce, tomatoes on a sesame seed bun. Are you still having fun? I'm not. That's why I'm a vegetarian. Electorophobia is what I'm living in. And yet, they try. Like one time, had this guy, Sarah, you know why I cannot teach you how to cook? Why? Because you no can taste them. You got it. That's fine. I'll find ways to survive, but I gotta make sure the sunbird survives. Okay, bear with me on this one. This is an ode to spam. I never thought I'd F with Dr. Seuss. Amused? I am. Over here in Hawaii, it's all about green onions, eggs, and spam. Spam musubi, spam fried rice, spam and cabbage, spam and spam, on-band spam. Hot damn. Now I start trying for create. One slam on spam in pigeon. Oops, my bad, pigeon. Can you imagine all that justifying, rationalizing, paying all that collar? $6, brah, I can't. I know, I nah. Sister! I never did eat one green onions, eggs, and spam. Mostly because I stay one vegetarian. And a ting look gross in the can. All slippery and slimy. You no can pay me, no can buy me. One night on the town to eat that stuffs. That's it. Stop the show. Pow, I've had enough. Jibbing about all this food spam in the can. Did you ever eat green onions, eggs, and spam? Ew, you can say it. No be shame. I never did eat green onions, eggs, and spam. I do not like it, Sarah Stan. I will not eat it in Kapolei. Forget it, I cannot eat the ting every day in any way. So stop asking, okay? Hey, thanks.
Thank you, Sarah. That was good. All right. Okay, I'm going to get a little serious now because that's what I am. I'm serious. And anyway, this one is called genetically modified chickens. Genetically modified chickens are second-class fowl who scratch out their lives without even a glimmer of hope. They have smaller brains, livers, testicles. They have precancerous cell growth and produce smaller offspring. They receive no frequent flyer miles, no sunlight, no trees to roost in. They are stuffed into overcrowded, dark, windowless, stinking warehouses to stand shoulder to shoulder in their own excrement. A far cry from our version of Mr. America. These chickens get pumped up with antibiotics and growth hormones. They are top-heavy. They are unable to walk. Their shortened lives are calculated to feed us a tainted meat scientifically designed by those who would push their mad science down our throats, all the while vowing to feed a starving world. But their nourishment is empty. It reeks of deep pockets, corruption, and gluttonous corporations that will never be sautéed. It reeks of cronyism and gall. It reeks and promises diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, and diabetes. It contributes to higher levels of birth defects in humans. Imagine, all of this progress began with the weed and grass killer Roundup. It promises to fast food us down the assembly line of death because most of us can't afford to find the time, what with working 2 back-to-back minimum wage paying jobs a day. We still can't afford to feed our families Whole Foods. But Ronald has the dollar meal, and we can afford that. We can just manage to find the time for that. Let's launch our own campaigns. Let's vote with our forks and knives. Let's take back our power by growing organic and by reading labels. We can demand our food be labeled as GMO or non-GMO while we still have a choice. Let's do it before we get sicker from all that genetically modified superfood we are eating, before we vote for our next president or end up like those chickens, knee-deep in our own disease, vomit, and stinking shit. Thank you. I'd like to thank all my guests tonight. I'd like to thank Marcia Zena Major. Could you come up, please? Jonathan Clark Seipert, Sarah, Sean, Natalie, please come up. Christina O, Thomas. Who am I forgetting? Christina and Nicole, Brett, and Sean. We're going to do a chicken dance. Just for you. Can I have some music, please?